Pokemon Legends Arceus. I believe it's pronounced Arceus. On the Nintendo Switch. This is a game that I obtained from the Maryland Library System. I've been told this is a Pokemon game that, well, there are lots of different variants on Pokemon games. There are turn-based dungeon crawlers, like Mystery Dungeon. There's Pokemon Snap, which is a first-person rail shooter in a way. And then there's this, which I've been told is an actual, like, and of course there's the Pokken Tournament games, which I believe I own on the Wii U. But apparently this is supposed to be an action RPG. This is a noob run. I've never seen any footage of this video game. I have read very little about it. I'm basically going in with no knowledge whatsoever. I've been told in passing what this game is, but I am not going to say that I know anything about what to expect here. I guess they used to call these blind runs, but I guess noob run is probably better. I'm basically going in with no information. Well, obviously Well, that's right. I chose the lady. So we're going with, is it Naki or, well, when I'm playing generically and I don't know how to play the game, I start as Nakia. Then when I know what I'm doing, I go as a Koye. If I'm forced to play as a dude, I'm just calling myself T'Challa for obvious reasons. From the River Tribe. Same as usual. Is this a Dragon Warrior localization? Is that what we got going on here? I guess the question is, I mean, people who know about the history of the Pokemon video games, I was there when the TV show dropped, obviously, in 1999 in the United States. I was not there when the games dropped because I didn't play Game Boy. Actually, no, I did play Game Boy games back then. What games was I playing on the Game Boy back then? Yeah, I was playing the old games. I wasn't playing any of the new games. Like, what was it? I was playing a lot of Revenge of the Gator back then. I think at the time I owned Raging Fighter, Tumble Pop. Raging Fighter, mostly because of the music. Tumble Pop, which I was told was a halfway decent, Snow Brothers-like video game. It's okay. I had Mega Man 2 on the Game Boy, which is saying a lot, because that was apparently that made people mad. I thought it was okay, but it was the only Mega Man. It was the only... No, I did play Dr. Wily's Revenge, but I realized I never really beat it. I would not buy the Mega Man games, but they were part of I would not buy the Game Boy games, but they were part of a collection. I would probably wind up buying the Mega Man Game Boy collection. Surprised I never got around to making that, because obviously they released the Battle Network games. I played every single one of those games for like a couple of hours, and I realized that those games are made for people who are stuck in the back of a car and have nothing else to do. Like, if you're stuck on a bus, the Battle Network games are probably okay. But the problem is that when you play one, you've basically played them all. I played Mega Man Battle Network 1, and it was rough. Like, really rough. Like, lots of dungeon exploring mixed with random encounters that got really frustrating. Because the encounters weren't hard, they were just constantly interrupting the dungeon exploring, so you were getting lost. And then on top of that, you have to fight enemies, so... And the battles weren't even that interesting. I wasn't paying attention to what my choice was there, but whatever. Yeah, it's very unusual in this isekai world, I suppose, that we're in. Yeah. 720p, huh? This looks like a GameCube game, which isn't bad. I'm just noting that this is a Switch game that looks like it was developed on the GameCube. Well, all my choices seem to be related to the same choice, so what difference does it make? I don't know what to do. Just send me to a responsible adult who will let me spend the night with them. That's the way we're supposed to be doing things in these Pokemon games, right? I mean, what, the Pokemon world's inevitably about, adults letting children wander the wilderness and engage in cockfighting, right? Is that the joke? It's a bunch of kids wandering. It's a bunch of kids wandering around unaccompanied. Yeah, the Pokemon games are about unaccompanied minors who make their animals fight. You know how it is. Disney cockfighting. Yeah, remember? Yeah, there was a time. What was it? What was that time? Back in the early '90s, people thought, yeah, anime's for adults. You don't really want it. You don't want to expose kids to Japanese animation. They would get the wrong idea about They would get the wrong idea about cartoons. I guess they were half right. I was gonna say Pokemon's quote safe unquote for kids, but we're not gonna talk about that in this video. Basically, when it got translated over to when it got localized for the United States, obviously there were several episodes that were not going to translate. And there was a lot of stuff that they chose to keep, which always kind of surprised me in retrospect. But in a way, Pokemon was a show that it was supposed to be for 6 to 11-year-olds, but at some point they said, you know what? Teenagers are watching the show too, so we'll keep some of this stuff on Saturday morning. We aren't gonna redraw any characters when we localize the show, I suppose. But yeah, this looks like a PS2 game, which is not a complaint. It's a reminder that video games don't need to look like AAA 4K behemoths with real-time lighting to sell millions of copies. I mean, yeah, like people. I mean, I remember I would go to the Digital Foundry YouTube channel, and like maybe a third of the comments, if not half of the comments, are complaints about Pokemon games looking 2 generations too old, refusing to optimize. I'm like, it's a Pokemon game. Who freaking cares if the frame rate can't hold 60? Or even 30? It's a Pokemon game. I mean, okay, what game were they talking about? It might have been Scarlet, I don't remember. But yeah, there was this complaint where it's like, yeah, it's very conservative, it's very limited, it's lots of corridors, there are some large areas you could explore, but ultimately it's not particularly ambitious. But again, it's the wrong argument to make about a Pokemon game. These games aren't like, well, the games we were talking about were turn-based role-playing games with real-time exploration. So yeah, you're wandering around the overworld and you kind of have to avoid enemies if you don't want them, initiating combat with you. But these weren't Dark Souls-like games where you needed like consistent frame rates and low input lag so that the game can be playable at a high level. Of course, Dark Souls is the kind of game that pretty much proves that people don't care if the frame rate is consistent, because it's like the most influential video game of the last decade or so. And most people played it on a PlayStation 3, and the frame rate rarely stayed at 30. So what are you gonna do? Well, I mean, you could optimize the game so that it runs at a consistent frame rate, but again, 30 frames a second, that's not good enough for some people these days. But for most people, don't care about that. Like I like noting it if I see it. In retrospect, I don't think I've ever said a game can't be played because the frame rate's only 30. But you go in with the knowledge that the game isn't running as well as, say, other versions, and if you say, okay, this port isn't great, but it does the job. I mean, remember, most of the games near the top of my list are games like what? Just Cause 2 and 3 are 30 frames a second at most when I play them on consoles. Dead Cells is probably the best game on the Switch. I think it runs at 30. I think it dips a lot. I'll double check. I got some 60 frames per second footage of Dead Cells, but I didn't double check the frame rate consistently. It probably dips below 60 on a regular basis, but it's not a deal breaker. I mean, obviously, games like Civilization 2, 4, and 6, the frame rates don't matter at all. Here we go. Pokemon be caught by throwing Pokeballs at them. Hold down ZR to ready a Pokeball and take aim. Release the ZR button. Cancel the throw. I don't remember having to do this in Scarlet. Works for me. But yeah, this looks like a PS2 game. For better or worse. Like a low budget. Yeah, it looks like a low budget. It looks like a low budget GameCube game, which is fine. Like, we're not talking about, like, Metroid Prime or anything. Suck it. So I have 50 Pokeballs, huh? Why is it so hard to believe? You think a girl can't throw a Pokeball? Come on, yo. I can't believe you threw that ball. Well, it's easy. I got a reticle. So I can sneak. So I got 50 Pokeballs. So what's the plan exactly? Professor Laventon. One more what? Where is it? Well, the pop-in's really bad here. It's not awful, but you know. You know what? If that Zelda game, if Tears of the Kingdom looked like this, and had the polygon budget of this game, it could probably run at 60 frames a second. What do you think? Yeah, there's going to be a whole generation of people who's like, okay. Are you going to help me collect these? Are you going to, like, show me where the runaway Pokemon are, maybe? Like I said, it's a kid's game, right? You can't get lost, can you? It may be a kid's game, but James Stephanie Sterling says it's one of the best games of the year. Which is to say, it's one of the games that gives them fewer fits, I guess, when they talk about it. Then again, Sterling does like to complain about Pokemon games on occasion. It wasn't rage bait, really, but there was a lot of rage bait about some of the later Pokemon games where it's like, why did you get rid of that one Pokemon? Hey, what happened? Who are you calling old? She's clearly a Zoomer. Okay, we're good. Yeah, like, does this game look better than Wind Waker? I don't know. I would say no. The polygon budget's probably similar. Again, I'm not worried about it. I think if you look at a game like this and a game like... Yeah, look at a game like this and look at a game like... Not Mario Odyssey, really, but I mean... Yeah, this game and Animal Crossing are the first games people probably think of, and they think, okay, this is what a Switch game looks like. Like it looks like a 10-year-old. It looks like a 15-year-old GameCube game with slightly better graphics. But I'm playing this docked at 720p, and you can still see it's really rough. Obviously, not a lot of polish on the visuals here. It's a Pokemon game. Who cares? Again, if you want like a 4K, yeah, people will probably play this on emulator and say, yeah, I can play this in 4K. Who freaking cares? I'm sure you would love to play this game in 4K. I just don't know what it improves, really. Other than the pixel count. You've convinced me. Yeah, we're doing the Chrono Trigger thing. The avatar has nothing to say. They're mute. Well, it's not like Ranking of Kings and mute. All they do is gesticulate. I haven't finished. I barely started Ranking of Kings. I'll get around to watching it later. It's been on my perpetual to-watch list, but I keep getting distracted. Like I was skimming through robotics notes recently, and I'm like, okay, this is why I'm not watching 86. Because every time I'm watching something that's stupid easy to get into, like robotics notes requires no background knowledge on any of the characters whatsoever. You're just kind of vibing on it, I guess. It ain't that deep. It very much feels like a Saturday morning show, at least early on. Apparently there's some connections to Steins Gate, which again, it's on my backlist. It's a low priority view. I realize that most of the anime I'm watching are very low impact, mainly because I'm holding off on the high impact stuff. Like, I'm not watching any Mamoru Oshii films. Although I could watch I probably should be watching Beautiful Dreamer. Because I did see the first Urusei Yatsura movie a while ago. It's not great. But it's probably the most accessible Mamoru Oshii movie of all time. Which is saying something. It's just saying a lot, because almost all Mamoru Oshii films are like really pretentious and deliberately paced and very, 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 very slow. Kind of like the beginning of this Pokemon game. Except those movies are mainly, they're supposed to be immersive. Yeah, these visuals. This game looks like it's in 480p and then upscaled. Like, it looks very, very mediocre. And I'm not playing this on a massive 4K screen or anything. I mean, I've done worse. I've played Game Boy Advance games on a 4K screen, so you can watch my Mega Man ZX, my Mega Man ZX, my Mega Man Zero videos if you want. But this game very much looks like a GameCube game that's been upscaled. Like, it looks like a GameCube game that's being emulated. Like, if you told me this is the Western release of a GameCube game that only got released in Japan, I would believe you. Use the minus button. Yeah. This music sounds nice, I guess. Yeah. The speakers on this TV suck. This TV it's a Best Buy TV. It's like a $50 Best Buy TV I got a while ago. It's amazing what you can find at Best Buy for less than $100. Input lag's decent. I tested it on Hades about an hour ago, so the input latency is perfectly fine. So I get like a $10, I get like a $60 TV. Like, image quality looks fine. I mean, this is probably a bad example. I mean, is this the standard we're setting? But I can imagine if you have like a teenager, you know, it's like, I want to play Switch games on a TV that doesn't look like trash. Well, you can just go to Best Buy and get a TV for like $70 and it'll look decent. This is a 24-inch TV, so if I wanted to play this on a 43-inch 4K TV in the other room, I would. My Switch is not set up for... Well, actually, technically, my PS4 is connected to this TV, too. The other TV is hooked up to my... The 4K is hooked up to my PC, but it's my desktop PC, but I don't really need... I'm not playing any video games on my PC right now, although I probably should. I am also supposed to be... I did not buy Dragon's Dogma on the GameCube. I should probably be playing Dragon's Dogma as well. Because I got my new quad-core laptop. It probably runs on it. I'd say I should be able to get 30 frames a second on that laptop. Although it runs freaking Control on that laptop. It runs Ghost Runner. So I could probably get 60 out of that game. Potato mochi. Honestly, I think I'd be okay with, like, I said this before. Part of me wants a 720p. I don't have any more 720p televisions around here. I do have I have a TV that's 768p, actually. It's it's my favorite TV, actually. It's my Samsung TV. So that could be like my Switch TV. And my whole plan was to convert, well, it's technically 1080p. It just downscales at 1080p. But the idea is I should be running all my video games at 720p. Because what I really want is a 720p console or a 720p computer that plays modern video games from 2024 in 720p. So if I want to play... Okay, I'm not going to say a Stellar Blade. Let's say I want to play... what's a modern video game that's only released on modern consoles that I actually want to play? Is Stellar Blade even any good? Just pick a modern... Monster Hunter Rise is on the Switch. Like, what's a PlayStation... Like, what if I want to play Spider-Man 2? In 720p? what computer will I have to, what desktop will I have to own so that I can play Spider-Man 2 in 720p without investing in a PlayStation 5? Now, I will get a PlayStation 5 in, like, I don't know, maybe 4 years or so. In 2028, I'm going to probably wind up getting an Xbox Series X because all these consoles are going to be stupid. All these consoles are going to cost like $300 by then. But my backlog is so ridiculous, I have no incentive to buy a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X. I think, yeah, I bought my Xbox One in 2017 because Agents of Mayhem came out, and I was interested in playing that more than I should have been. It's a good game. I still own it. You can buy copies of that game for like $2 now. It wasn't Volition's last gasp because Saints Row 2023 is now dropped to the $20 range. So if you want to buy that game for $20, it's actually it's okay. The open world feels really empty though. So as a series of it's probably inappropriate to talk about that during this game, but as a series of set pieces, like if you treat Saints Row as like a main story quest with some open world, stuff in between, it's fine. It's better than the first two Saints Row games. I'll be the first person to say that. I do have Saints Row 2 on the Xbox One, I believe. I want to say it was downloaded for free. I also own the PlayStation 3 version of that game, I want to say. I did not like Saints Row 1 and 2. I wanted to like it because I was really invested in seeing if they were any good. Because I love Saints Row 3, obviously. Saints Row the Third. So I went back and I played the first two games. I said, you know what? Nah. Too many mediocre turret missions. Kind of a meh open world. But the shooting controls were good. So it's better than Grand Theft. It's better than the Grand Theft Auto games. But that was the whole appeal. Is that this is the Grand Theft Auto 3 and the sequels were stuck on the PlayStation 2 and the original Xbox. Well, here's this Xbox 360 game that's making a Grand Theft Auto-like game with a much better control. It's got dual-stick controls for everything. And it played decently for what it was. It's that the mission design was lame and the open world wasn't that interesting. But by the time Saints Row the Third came out, they fixed that problem. And I still think Saints Row 4 is probably the best open world game on the Switch, other than Skyrim. But Skyrim's good in a different way, obviously. Because I haven't played enough, Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom to know for certain. So ignore my opinions on that until I play more of it. I own the Wii U version of Breath of the Wild. I'm not gonna pull it out. Although, you know what's weird? I bought a Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Wii U for like $10 back in the day. Back when GameStop was getting rid of their stash. Now that same game costs like $60 now? Like, they couldn't even get rid of that game 5 years ago. And now it's like spiked in price again. I'm not going to complain. It's probably a decent game for what it is. In fact, I've been meaning to play it, but I can't be bothered to hook up my Wii U right now. In fact, I got a Wii. Like, I got a family member who hooked me up with their old Wii because they got rid of their game. So I got 2 Mario Party games I got to play. There's a Just Dance video I'm probably not even going to like. I got the Wii Fit board. But what do I need Wii Fit for? I got a kettlebell. I got a kettlebell, barbells, and some, I got a kettlebell. Was it like a 15 or a 20-pound kettlebell? I don't remember I think it's like a 15-pounder. So I got a kettlebell. I got some, I got to pull out those bands. I got the rubber bands. And I got my dumbbells, and of course your boy used to read Men's Health, so I have some fitness moves. Heck, MSN had most of those moves too. So the whole idea was just kind of doing body weight exercises, so I don't need fancy equipment. Like all my equipment combined probably cost like $40. And that was when I really cared, because there was a time I would spend like hundreds of dollars on a Bowflex. I'm like, well, I don't even know why I did that. I trashed that thing at least a decade ago. My Chuck Norris Christy Brinkley machine. Trashed that thing a decade ago. And honestly, Getting in shape is mainly just about having the mindset to actually do the exercises. I mean, you can do it with a Bowflex, but there's nothing a Bowflex is going to give you that a decent, personal that body weight exercises won't give you. Like, you don't need a Bowflex to do squats. You don't need a Bowflex to do push-ups. You do push-ups against the wall if you can't really get on the ground. That ain't the issue. You can do push-ups on your knees if you know what you're doing. It's just people got this whole Planet Fitness mindset, which is fine. Like if you want to go to the next level, yeah, sure, you can go to Planet Fitness. But I mean, there was a time when people would go to Planet Fitness because they were living in their cars, they were living the van life, and they needed a place where they can, shower. So they would get a monthly membership to Planet Fitness or whatever. And if they needed a shower, they can use it 24 hours a day. And then they would just go in there and, ride the treadmill, I guess, for a while just to kind of maintain the illusion. I mean, honestly, I understand why people would do that. They found a hustle. And if you have a place that you can access 24 hours that has cameras, how do I say this? They're kind of out in the open. I guess people will make it work. What anime? Not anime. What video game was that? People falling out of the sky? No. Crystallis was you were in a cave. I've not been paying attention to the story, so I hope you're following along. What 80s neo soul ballad is this the intro to? Is what I would say about this music. This is like the opening of that Usher song, Good Good. It's a vibe. It's a lo-fi anime vibe, I guess. Up. Yeah, saving sounds like a good idea. Press the up button to open the menu, then scroll with the Z or ZR button to reach the save screen. There's also an autosave function you can use to have your progress saved. Yeah. I thought it was always autosaving. Because I'm pretty sure I can't transfer the save to another Switch unless I go through Nintendo Online or some crap. What you know about the Juba life? Survey tips. Understand that. Guidance markers. Gotta have your waypoints in a modern video game. Understood. Controls, meh. Ride the Pokemon. Yeah, fast everything. Autosave enabled. We can crank this up or down as needed. Loudest and quiet. We'll go wide. That's on this TV. It won't matter. When I break out the J5, the HD J5 capture device, the one that's not 4K, I'll be able to splice some music in with this. But I am not. There isn't a lot of spoken dialogue here, so I can pretty much add my own music, and it's going to sound better than what's in here. Rustic. I dig it. It looks like Shenmue, actually. For better or worse. Yeah. So, yeah. Cosmetics. Jug used to store drinking water. Hope that water's been boiled. So that's where I store all my Stardew Valley vegetables, I guess. Better get into your futon and sleep. This is a... Where's my... That's a futon? Oh, good old Japanese bed. Personally, I would throw some pillows underneath that, but whatever. I hear some of these Japanese mattresses are fine. Literally like rolling in the hay sometimes. Can't change my outfit. Can you read that hiragana? It is hiragana, isn't it? Superiors are owed your respect. So is that a hierarchy thing? Know your place, Pokemon Master? Likes and dislikes. And what is this, YouTube? Those who are weaker must be helped. Difficulties must be faced head on. Okay, so whatever. We'll break down the politics of that later. It's Paper Lantern, etc. and so forth. Yeah, we'll rest. We somehow already gone half an hour into this. This is going to be a long video. So I guess we're going to give this an hour. Assuming anyone's even going to watch the whole hour. Anyone who cares about Pokemon's already seen like 100 other videos by now. Yeah. Again, I don't mind the idea of making a modern video game that looks like a GameCube game. Because I wasn't joking, really. I was observing that, look, if Zelda Tears of the Kingdom looked like, say, Twilight Princess, would people complain about the visuals and the frame rate? Probably not. I mean, people would say, yeah, it looks like a 10-year-old video game, sure. But they would all... Well, actually, Twilight Princess is, I think, 15 years old by now. But I think the argument would have been... if the game ran at 60 frames a second, or held a consistent 30, I think people would be okay with that. At least most people who play Zelda games are okay with Zelda games that look like Twilight Princess, only better. Because remember, Twilight Princess got an HD remake, I believe, on the Wii U. I mean, hell, I own Twilight Princess on the Wii, although it's arguably the version you don't want to play. It has those stupid motion controls in it. But again, I bought the game was like $10 when I bought it, like a year or so ago. So I wasn't gonna complain. I'm just curious how it plays. But yeah, you wouldn't want to speed run it. But I thought, like, I think, what was it? Okay, this music's growing on me. Twilight Princess on the GameCube. I mean, I played the GameCube version when it launched, because I rented it from Blockbuster or Hollywood Video or something, but I think... No, what was it? Yeah. I don't remember if the Wii version looked better or ran better than the GameCube version. I just know that everyone was complaining about, yeah, don't play the Wii version, it controls like crap. But it like is that can't. I want to say that's unusual because most cross-platform games are basically the same game. They just look a little bit better on the new console. Like obviously the Wii got a bunch of games that were also got GameCube versions. The PS3 got games like that Spyro game that I played that. I played the PS3 version of that Spyro game on this channel. It was basically a better looking version of the PS2 game. I think it was Year of the Dragon. But there were obviously a lot of the early PS3 games were like that. What was it, 2007? You started getting games that came out on the PS2 and the PS3. None come to mind other than Spyro, and I think there was one other game. There are a bunch of early PlayStation 3 and early 360 games that are kind of expensive now. I think Need for Speed Carbon is one of those games. I own Need for Speed Carbon on the PS2, I want to say. But I want to say it got a 360 version that I played a tiny bit of on this channel. And it obviously looked better than the PS2 version did. But that was that era. That era where, yeah, we're still making PS2 games, but the PS3 just came out and it's going to look even better on that console. And obviously, the Madden games obviously did that. I'm sure the FIFA games, the Winning 11 games did that. The football game, Winning 11. And there's one other. I mean, I think the sports games were obviously doing that. When did the Wii come out? Was it a year after the PS4? I think. If the Wii came out a year after the PS3. But yeah, but the whole rap, obviously the whole rap on the Wii was that, it was two GameCubes duct taped together, and they weren't wrong. It wasn't massive. It wasn't a massively powerful piece of hardware, but it wasn't supposed to be. The Wii was made to run GameCube games with motion controls. Like the Switch is basically a Wii U. It's a portable Wii U with a dock, so it makes games look better than the Wii U version would look, obviously. More RAM, so that's always good. I mean, there's more to it than that, but my impression of the Wii is that it's a buffed up GameCube with motion controls. And now the conversation's kicking up about, should the Switch 2 be backwards compatible? It's going to have to be. I mean, they're not going to release anything on disc. So if they're using these cartridges again, then the only reason not to have backwards compatibility is because you're worried about piracy, I guess. I would love it if the first run of Switch 2 games was like the first run of PlayStation 5 games. Like, the PlayStation 5 will run those PlayStation 4 discs. The Series X runs Xbox One discs. I don't know how it runs them because you need an internet connection to activate the blasted thing. And I mean, I admit I would get an Xbox S, like a Series S, the discless version. I would get that one. I would get that box if it allowed me to, connect my Xbox One disc in some way. Like, if I were able to use my Xbox One to verify all the discs that I own, I would get an Xbox Series S, because it would be worth it for me to keep my collection. But I guess I'm going to have to keep my Xbox One, because I need the discs. I got like 70 Xbox One discs lying around here, I want to say. I'd say half of them I actually like. Sorry, I've got to pick a Pokemon. I never know which one I want. Do I want 5? Well, I don't know what kind of game this is. Up. Can't save here, right? Well, I can. Okay, but I can't make multiple game saves because Nintendo hates it when you save multiple copies of the same game, I guess. Remember the old days? You would get like 3 save slots in a Zelda game, Remember that? And you had to hold down the reset button to save the battery power? Anyway. You had to hold down the reset button to save your progress. I'm sure that was fun. Imagine, yeah. Insert meme here. Kids today will never know. Cynoquil. He looks like a fire Pokemon. I like it. It's a fire anteater. He looks like he spits hot fire. I appreciate that. He's made out of like 10 polygons. I appreciate that. Very spherical. Like I said, if your polygon budget's reasonable and your resolution targets are reasonable, you can get good frame rates out of games like this. Just don't go crazy with it. I know. Again, I say this all the time. I said this on Quora, and people get mad at me on this. For every Call of Duty, there's an Animal Crossing. For every Skull and Bones or Skull and Crossbones, there's a game like this. This idea that basically, like Tears of the Kingdom, 720p, 30 frames a second. And everyone loves it. Meanwhile, Jedi Survivor barely runs on an Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5. It can't maintain a competent frame. It can't maintain a solid frame rate. So if they lowered some of the detail, if they optimized the game in certain places, I mean, people would riot. If the game's resolution were dropped to like 900p, people would riot. Because I'm like, I've spent $600 on my PlayStation 5. I want 4K, damn it. And it's like, I'm gonna have to cut that from the video. But I mean, it's like, I want my 4K. But it's like, if your point is you want games to have a certain level of fidelity, but you get mad when the developers don't give you the fidelity you want, at some point your expectations have to meet what the developers are able to give you. And I mean, that's the other thing. People, if anyone can make a game in 4K if it doesn't look good. You can make a game like this in 4K. Everyone will riot because the level of visual fidelity is so limited. Yeah, you can make this game in 4K. It's going to look like this, only slightly sharper, but no one's going to care because the people who play Pokemon games aren't playing games for 4K resolutions. And if you really want to play this game in 4K, you'll go the pirate route and get an emulator and play it on your baller PC with the RGB lighting, so you can play Pokemon games in 4K at 60 frames a second. Because really, that's really what the designers intended. They always intended for you to play Pokemon games on a PC in 4K at 60 frames a second. That was I saw the hitching in there in the frame rate. that was always the goal, but you know. I'm not here to talk about gamers being entitled these days. I mean, I was there when blast processing black-type arguments were being had. Not that anyone cared about Rock and Roll Racing on the Genesis. Or Claymates on the Super Nintendo, which I recorded on this channel if you want to see how fast that game goes on original hardware. But I only make a big deal about that because when I play games like this, and I know that they sell like, oh, I don't know, 4 million, 5 million, maybe 6 million copies. I mean, Animal Crossing sold, what, 8 million, 9 million, 10 million copies? I lost count, give or take a million. That Immortals of Avernum game, whatever it's called, probably sold like 50,000 copies. If it sold 100,000, I wouldn't be shocked, but the conversation around that game seemed to be no one played it. Whether it's good or not seems to be kind of a side issue, because apparently it's not terrible, I've been told. But the conversation around that game is no one played it, so who's going to know? So that game will probably be like Ages of Mayhem. It'll cost like $5 in like a year. And personally, I would love when the time comes for me, like if you own a PlayStation 5 now, there are probably like a dozen games you can buy that cost less than $20. And most of those games are like what? Chris Tales, which doesn't need to be in the PlayStation 5. Astria Ascending, which is a Switch game, if we're being honest. Oh, okay, hold on. Hey, what are we doing? A button to fight. Quick attack to Togepi. Why am I running? I can't run yet. Press A. Why am I running? Can I get behind him? Can I beat him up? No, I can't. Quick attack. Yeah, why am I running? Yeah, I don't even know why I'm running. The game just gives me free movement. There was a Bakugan game that I played on this channel. I think, what was it called? Nuvastroya, I think it was called. It was a Switch game I played a while ago. It's a budget Switch game. But you were running around. Think of it this way: I don't think you were running around the battlefield. You were kind of like imagine like a smile. You're running from one end from the left side of the smile to the right side of the smile, and you're picking up items that are on the ground in front of you, and you're pressing a button to throw them at your Pokemon so that they can so that they can power up their attacks. And then unleash those special attacks when their meter is full. It was a dumb... I mean, it's a reasonable idea for a kid's game to add like a real-time element to it. But it's basically an auto-battler where you're trying to grab power-ups before the enemy does. That's basically how it works. If you want to change the moves, you can open your satchel. Yeah, so... You can change your skill set, I guess. You can change your move set. Well, I got 45 of them now, apparently. I could be passing them out. I could be dealing these balls. I'm gonna have to cut that one word I said because this video is normally PG rated, so I try to keep the language to a. I'm not the no swear gamer, but I don't swear in my games. I don't swear in my commentary. The games, I'll play Saints Row games, so obviously people will pop off in those games. But your boy is usually G-rated when it comes to language. Aside from the occasional double entendre. Completely under the radar, as I'm sure you know. Juba Life Village. So I can't, like, create a breadcrumb save in case I get stuck in a bad part of the game? I don't know. Look, these games are for kids, so I'm not going to complain. I doubt they'll be too hard. I can probably just bulldoze my way through most of this game. How do I save my game? I've not been paying attention to anything anyone's been telling me, so whatever. I want to at least get into a couple of fights. So I got Potion. He's already healed. So the Cyndaquil's already been healed. I'm supposed to do my laundry. Gosh darn it. I guess I'll run it when I'm done with the video. Check summary. Well, there is no summary worth worrying about. 20. I thought I had more Pokeballs. I swore I had 45. Someone steal my Pokeballs? Trial would take place outside the safe area. Please don't die. Ganbate. Depart for... Okay, so we got an open world section, I guess. Again, I mean, this game looks worse than Genshin Impact. But I'm okay with, like... I'm okay with the visuals. I just wish that they were... I just wish they were less generic. But they're functional. And look... We're getting what? 50, maybe... We're getting 50, maybe 60 frames a second out of this. I guess we're okay with that. Am I going the right way? I'm going the wrong way. Did I make a wrong turn at Albuquerque? Like Breath of the Wild, we got pins. We got pins everywhere, dog. Okay, I went the wrong way. Guess I deserve that. How did I get turned around like that? And do I press the left stick to sprint? Yeah, you press the left stick to sprint. I don't think you have to hold it down. There's no stamina or anything. So how does one speed run this game, I wonder? Wait, did I get turned around? Ain't nobody gonna turn me. Okay, I forgot how the song goes. It's a Freedom Rider song. That's why you listen to this channel, for Black History and Pokemon references. Yes. Okay, so that's how I'm supposed to do this. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. You don't have... Everything has to be Skyrim. So is this game better than Power World? Again, another video game that doesn't have to look amazing. And probably runs extremely poorly, apparently. But hey, it's also in early access, but hey... It's like, what, 10 million people were playing that game at one point? It was hot for like a week and a half. Did everyone just stop playing that and just move on to Helldivers 2 or something? I tend to believe that's what happened. Yep, again, here we are with the conversation again. Apparently, yes, some Power World designs are generic enough that people thought they looked exactly like Pokemon. In fact, the whole beef with Power World generally is that people saying, look, dudes, clearly this crap looks like Pokemon. Clearly some of this crap looks exactly like Pokemon. But you can understand why they did it. Like, okay, we want our characters to look cute. We want to combine Minecraft with Pokemon, right? We want to make Ark with Pokemon. We obviously aren't going to make Pokemon, but we are going to use the art style of a Pokemon. We're going to emulate the vibe of a Pokemon game for our art style. So I'm not going to complain about that. If they look like Digimon instead of Pokemon, I don't think anyone would have complained. Bidoof. Again, I could probably name like 40 Pokemon at best. Some of the Pokemon I recognize, like this one, I just don't know the name. Like, obviously I know a Psyduck and a Geodude and a Gardevoir. Hold down the ZL to focus on wild Pokemon. Okay. You got Z targeting. It's also mellow. So it's like a squirrel on a college campus, or a squirrel in Bethesda if you're familiar with that part of the country. Bethesda Studios used to be in Bethesda, and bye. Check this out. Pow. Yep, I violated your trust, Pokemon. You're mine now. You let your guard down, and I captured you. Because that's how Nakia does it from the River Tribe. Yeah, I guess this isn't Skyrim. So you give me this beautiful world, you won't let me go anywhere in it. Thanks. Who could possibly want to play a video game where you can go anywhere you want and capture any creatures you want at any time if you so chose? Why would anyone play that game? Yeah. I'm going to crouch like a sneak in the grass. Rob, neighbors in the night, creep, creep. See you later, we be in them streets. Darn it. Back. Suck on that. Is it gonna pause every time I capture a Pokemon? One of the best games of the year, eh, Sterling? Oh yeah, this is way better than like Assassin's Creed or Odyssey. Well, different year. Have a Pokemon where you want to throw an item. Okay. So you switch between capturing and throwing. Your Pokemon will hunt for berries and things. It'll bring back what it finds. Okay. Catching a Shinx. Aw, Shinx. X. So let's throw a Cyna Quill at it or something. Eat that. What happened? Oh, did he give it to me? I don't think he actually did it. I don't know if he actually did anything. He's not getting me anything. Tried to throw it at the tree. Okay, so I threw it at the fruit. I'm supposed to throw it at the trunk. Okay. And the Pokemon gets stronger by doing it. Okay, that's cute. I do like that. Can you throw anything here? I thought I saw a purple thing. You know what? This game's starting to annoy me. I guess that's what its name was. I guess I thought it had a different name. What am I wearing around my waist? Or maybe it's for my bag. Oh, you'll see how easy it is to catch. The more arrows, the easier it is to catch. Okay, that's cute. The closer you get, of course. If it's picked a fight with you. Cannot be caught unless you engage with a battle. Okay, fine. Alright. Yeah, I am kind of astonished how much of a GameCube game this looks like. Like maybe a medium budget Wii game at best. Though it does look cleaner, though. I'll give it credit for that. Higher resolution and all that. Simply throw a Pokeball that contains one of the Pokemon in it. Yeah, I can see like a bunch of indie developers making a game that looks a little bit better than this, but has a similar art style. You know, like your Slime Ranchers, you know what I mean? Like Slime Ranchers is a perfectly reasonable game. It's a perfectly cromulent harvesting, farming, first-person game. Uh-oh. You know what? Screw you, kid. Well, guess we picked a fight with it. This guy's I don't know what... I think it just means it's a male. Yeah, there you go. That's what you use. Ow. Hey! What if they're hitting twice? Dead? Again, why am I running? Okay, so I was supposed to throw. So that's why I'm running around. So I can get behind it, I guess. Suck it. So hit him with another ember. Then we can capture it. Whoop, he's dead. Guess I should have kept him out for so long. Effective. Effective, but not very effective. So we'll go with Bidoof. Roll out. Roll out. Speaking of ludicrous, I got 3 ludicrous references in one Pokemon video. Not expecting that. Yes. ZR to throw a Pokeball. That's right. I got a Shanks. Yeah, I really did it. Amazing. Aren't I amazing? I've never seen a kid catch a Pokemon before. You people are easily impressed. So Brother Ray here from the land of easily impressed people is really impressed with me. What good that's worth. Ray Hugbox from the land of easily impressed people. Yeah, it was an amazing trial. It's like passing kindergarten. Like, first of all, I've beaten bosses in Elden Ring. So don't... actually, no, have I beaten any bosses? I don't think I've fought a single boss in Elden Ring and won. I almost beat that big bottom boss in Dark Souls. I did beat that mob in Blades of Time. I beat, X-Men Mutant Apocalypse from the Super NES in less than an hour. I speedran Ninja Turtles in Time on the Super NES in less than 25 minutes. But yeah, I did beat Street Fighter. I beat everyone on Street Fighter 2 at difficulty level 7 without I used every character to beat. I did a full run of every character in Street Fighter 2 without losing a round. I think I did a no damage run for every character on the Super Nintendo version, including Dulcie, which is not as easy as it sounds. So I did a no-hit double perfect with every character on the Super Nintendo version on the hardest difficulty level. I probably wouldn't do that again, but I would like to try it at least. It's a thing I could say I did, but I'm not really interested in reliving that. I'd rather just play a better Street Fighter port. Yeah, but I got a lot of mileage out of those Super NES games. Survey Corps sandals. Is that what she's wearing? It looks like she's wearing sliders. Yeah. Every character in this game has like 30 polygons, maybe 40 max. Yeah, I get to wear my uniform. I still want to know what happened to the other 40 Pokeballs I had. I had 45, y'all left me with 20. What happened? I went to sleep once, y'all stole half of them. That's messed up. Wrong button. Down. Was it down or up? I guess we're going up. So I've been playing for an hour, if you can believe that. So we'll probably go another 15 minutes and end the video. I just kind of wanted to get into a few more fights to see how it plays out, but it wouldn't let me do any exploring. So this video is what? Researching it's not even a real-time action game. It just feels like a game where you run around and press a button. It's plausible real-time combat, I guess. What if I said no? Yeah, what if it sucks? Wait, can I zoom in? There we go. I guess I thought my eyes were brown. Well, hazel. Here I am once again, torn into pieces. Fine. Hooray. Like a discount Kunoichi. You'll do the job. So now I look like I belong. So now I don't look like an isekai character anymore, I suppose. I mean, Pokemon stories? Nah. Other than Mewtwo from the first Pokemon movie, who really cares? Pokemon was never really trying to be Digimon, was it? I can ask a Pokemon fan, but it's like, whatever. Yeah, they tried to kill Optimus Prime in the Pokemon movie, and Pikachu brought him back to life with the power of the Matrix. That's basically how it worked. You can tell it's a movie for kids, because it's like, yeah, we upped the stakes by actually killing Ash for like 5 minutes, and then Pikachu's tears brought him back to life. It's like Sword Art Online before Sword Art Online, basically. Is that how we're doing? What was his name? Kirito? I don't remember. I haven't seen Sword Art Online. Though I did play Fatal Bullet. That was actually not a terrible game. Character action. It's a character action looter shooter. I really dug it. Way better than I thought. I need to go back and play it, actually. Wait, am I going the right way? There it is. I gotta go in here. What, are they upstairs? Fine. Well, makes the game more accessible, of course. Oh, one more floor, huh? Random assets in the environment, why not? This game costs $60 used, by the way. Maybe $55 if you get a discount. Yeah, everything about this game just reeks of, I'll never be able to buy this game for less than $40. It's going to have the Nintendo tax on it, the Pokemon tax on it, the handheld tax on it. Like, I wasn't paying attention. I just accidentally pressed the button during that dialogue choice. I'm sorry. But, yeah, just... Is there an auto skip button? What if I just run away? Try to throw him. Try to charge him. Can I throw a Pokemon at him? Of course not. Yeah, thanks. You beat up a kid. Congratulations. Yeah, especially if they throw me as soon as they see me. Yeah. I'm all about that Juba life. Yeah, they're so terrifying. We'll trust an 8-year-old girl to solve the problem of capturing and subduing them. I mean, Pokemon are dangerous creatures. That's why we only send kids out to deal with them. Didn't I see that? Did I have that problem in Final Fantasy 12? I think at one point. I think there was like a story beat where it's like, why are you sending kids out to do this very dangerous mission? Like, shouldn't you be sending out some like adult supervision? Yay! Adult supervision! It's a Pinkie Pie reference. We're not going to talk about that. Yeah, just send kids out in the wild with a whole bunch of dangerous creatures that can murder and slaughter them. Might get shot, stabbed, killed, or hurt. 3,000 G's. Yes, kid. Teach this kid what this kid needs to learn. Yay, yeah, let's do crafting. Everyone's favorite part of Pokemon games. I just want to grab stuff and I just want to steal animals and make them fight for me. I don't have to craft anything. By the way, what's the name of that yellow Pokemon behind us? The napping kitty? I probably should have turned the guide off or whatever. Kitty! Abra. Abba. Okay. Maybe he evolves into a Mewtwo and it'll destroy us all at some point. I forget the evolution. I forget the evolutionary tree. Don't even worry about it. Actually, yeah, I don't know the Pokemon evolution. Don't worry about it. I don't know how the Pokemon digivolve. I assume at one point they digivolve into Sonic. You just have to feed them chili dogs. We'll probably make that part of the next video. So we're just killing time at this point. We captured, what, 3 Pokemon and killed another couple of them? I wasn't paying attention. By the way, are my Pokemon healed? I wasn't paying attention. Because my hope is that they automatically healed. Save. I'm a no-star member. Woo! No, I don't want no stars. I'm gonna stick to the rivers and the lakes that I'm used to. You know, if I get really bad at this, I'll start quoting Scott Pilgrim sets off dialogue. That's when you know I've gone too far. Let the pros do the pro thing. Use a workbench in the base camp to craft Pokeballs and other items. So it's like Power World, I guess. You want to protect yourself or deal some damage? By the way, that probably inappropriate for this video. The Fallout series on Amazon is streaming for free on Freevee. It seems okay. It seems alright, I guess. I wasn't expecting much. No one's comparing it. No one's calling it the next Last of Us or anything. But I don't really play Fallout games for the story. I don't play Fallout games for the plot. Necessary materials. I have apricorns and tumblestones, so I can make 1 Pokeball. Oh, I can make 20. Okay, that's cool. You don't need that many, though. Put them in your satchel. Put them in the bag. Boom, boom. Yeah, I'm pretty good. I know how to do everything, even though I'm only 10 years old. I got everything right on the first try. Well, except that one creature that the Sphinx. I forgot what its name was already. I basically killed it when I was supposed to capture it. Oh well. Oh, now I get a Pokedex. What did I have before? What did I have before I got the Pokedex? Scene, foe. Well, scene 7, call it foe. What happened to the other 3? So, side quests. Recording side quests like a Skyrim game. One of the best games of the year, right, Sterling? Getting to work on research tasks. Yeah, so I mean, it probably involves like running around, killing a bunch of Pokemon, capturing a bunch of a specific type of Pokemon, you know, probably. I wouldn't be shocked if it were. Fulfill the request? Sure, yeah. Let's hoard quests from these quest givers. While we're here. Is that purple worm that looks like a centipede? I don't remember. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen the anime. Yeah, evolution. That's not what I thought a Wurmple looked like. Who's that Pokemon? It looks like a Pikachu, actually. Might be a Raichu or what's it called, a Raichu? Which is the Pikachu evolved, right? I mean, again, it's been 20 years since I saw the anime. Don't sass me about that. I'm not a millennial. I was there when it launched, but I was an adult when it came out, so I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, kid, give me a Wurmple. And what will you give me for it? These Pokemon cards worth a lot of money, you know. Remy Beauregard. Let me check my Pokedex. Open. Patton Oshawott. Oh, these are the Pokemon that are here in this area. Okay. Let's pretend it even matters. Like, every kid's got to start somewhere. Like, baby's first action RPG is fun. What was my first action RPG? I don't include Zelda in that category. Zelda to me is just an action game with some puzzle elements. Shinx, that was the name. What was he looking for? I did catch a Shinx, so should be right here. A number caught, research task. So I caught a. I think I killed the Togepi with that. Yes, I didn't capture it. I just fought it. Number caught. Number defeated. Number 10 times you've seen it use a quick attack. Number you've evolved, obviously none. But I did capture it, right? Yeah, I caught one, yeah. Shinx Habitat, Aspiration Hill. I don't know where Aspiration Hill is. Favorite conditions, everything. So if you want to be really picky, you can wait for the weather to change to get a specific kind of Pokemon. Like seeing worms, you know, during a rainstorm, you know what I mean? That's an interesting idea, I admit. Yep, I got a Shinx. Right there. You can't keep it, I'm just showing it to you. You know it's dangerous, right? I mean, it's cute, it's just dangerous. It'll rip your lungs out, Jim. Shinx. Congratulations, now you know what a Shinx's ears look like. Haven't you read a book at some point? So go on Wikipedia, dog. Go to the what do they call it? I think there was an actual website called the Pokedex. I wouldn't be shocked if there were. It's probably on wikia.com or whatever. Take pictures with your Pokemon. Woo! Well, my Switch does have a screen capture function. Let's pretend that matters. Don't care. Bye. Any other side quests here before I end the video? I guess we'll have to do a deeper dive in the second video. But my concern is that this game is going to be claimed by the library in a couple of days. I'm going to have to play this and Super Mario RPG. But this is the game I know I'm not going to like, so I kind of want to get it out of my system. I could have been, like, it was such a beautiful day this weekend. It was such a beautiful weekend. I couldn't stay inside and play Pokemon games. Now, on a rainy weekend, sure, you know, on a hot day, you know, you bust out the Switch. You stay underneath a fan all day and just kind of, like, do whatever. Oh, the completed Pokemon decks? What? But I have to complete it. How do I complete it? Starly. Okay, so I need number of I need a number defeated, so I need to defeat at least one. And I need at least two. Oh, so okay, what I don't know what those red chyrons mean on the left side of the screen, the ones pointing up. So they want me to capture 25? They need me to just capture like a couple more. Let me see what they want. Let me see what that's about. It's probably mentioned in the manual. Show more than completed Poké. Okay, we don't have one of those. We can zoom in and out. That's cool. Okay, that's cool. Check the Pokedex. Let me go back to the information. Is that explained here? Checking mission request. Yeah, where's the I understand that. Where's the Pokedex part? No. Yes, I thought there was a part here about the Pokedex. Part of me feels like this is the Pokemon game that should have come out like 2 decades ago. They finally got around to making it. Which is probably why it looks like a GameCube game. Well, I didn't save my game. Let me check my Pokedex for a second. I thought everyone was already healed, right? Wait a minute. Do I only own 4 Pokemon? So I only have 4 Pokemon. But I've seen 7 of them. So where are the Pokemon that I actually own? I'm probably doing this wrong. Okay, not gonna worry about it. We're still hoarding quests for the next video. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a slow start. Maybe like the game probably gets amazing in the 5th hour. I don't know. I mean, I remember Little Town Hero being interesting, but then at some point it was obvious that, you know, it's literally just like wandering around to unlock the next narrative battle, and so you're wandering around a town trying to wait for the next fight to show up, and then when the fight actually happens, it's like ridiculously complicated. Because the combat in that game is really hard because it's card based, but it's really demanding card based combat because like a lot of the concepts in Little Town Hero are not intuitive to people who haven't played a bunch of RPGs in the past. So the concept of like selecting a skill, then activating it, but not actually using it, like you're pulling a card from the deck, but you're not actually playing it. So you have to grok that concept to understand Little Town Hero. I tend to believe a Yu-Gi-Oh fan might get into it more quickly, but a person who's not like familiar with those sorts of concepts is probably going to be really angry at that game. This game is. I don't know if the visuals are generic as crap, but the art style and the characters isn't bad. It's just the character models aren't great. Music's above average, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Catch a big, so I have to give it to him, so I don't know when that's going to happen. So yeah, I do like this music, so I guess I'm going to have to record it later. It does remind me of some other game soundtrack. I'm trying to remember. Let me make sure I save my game. Can't save here, I guess. Yeah, I can. ZL. Yeah, that's the button. So that's the list I needed. All my Pokemon are fully healed, so that's fine. So we'll end the video pretty soon. Tell you what, we'll tease the next video by going out into the open world and trying to pick a fight with somebody. And immediately put ourselves in... Wait, there's a Pokemon there. Can I steal him? Nope. Can't steal you. It'd be nice, though. Actually, let me try that. It's already saved my game. Haha, I'm not allowed to steal him. Yeah, darn it. I tried. Yeah, the pop-in's really bad. What are you going to do? It's a low-budget game. For kids. Where's the map? Where am I supposed to be going? We're probably just hoarding Pokemon at this point. Zoom out. Is there someone else I'm supposed to be going? Can't fast travel back here. I'm already here. Capture a big Buizel. Capture a Woinkle. Show Marley. We're not going to get that done anytime soon. So I see my rewards. I guess I could turn off the guidance. I'm not opposed to turning off guidance. So I guess we're going to end the video pretty soon. I'm just going to tease it a bit. This is a practice field. Bob, who cares about a practice field? We're talking about practice. Yeah, this is a practice. We have to go north of here. Have crops grown in the field. Sounds amazing. What crops? Get my hair did. Purchase an assortment of useful items. Yeah, get my hair did. Including my eyebrow hair, apparently. Take photos of your Pokemon. Set out on an excursion. Sounds like a great idea. Doyle was a high school star. You're at Galaxy Hall. What was it? Amy's a sweetheart. Doyle has a lot to learn here at Galaxy Hall. Nope, not going there. If you haven't seen Galaxy High, well, you're not missing much, but the animation's good. So all you anime fans, watch Galaxy High. It's on the TMS Anime channel on YouTube. Is it good? No, doesn't hold up at all, but the animation's very, 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 very good. Because back then, the animators behind Dr. Stone worked. Let's put it that way. The animators behind Akira, Dr. Stone, Lupin the Third, and what other anime would the kids know? Well, Dr. Stone is probably the most popular TMS anime out these days. So the people behind, the studio behind Dr. Stone worked on Galaxy High before they were bought out. Item storage. Well, I got plenty of space here. It's not going to be a problem. So what does a Zoomer need to know? What does a Pokemon fan need to know about Galaxy High? It looks like a Disney show, but it was animated in Japan. But it was completely produced here in the States. They just got TMS to do the actual animation. And I think they did some of the layouts too. Looks very good. Don't die, kid. So we're going to Obsidian, whatever you call it. So we're going to end the video pretty soon. We somehow got 90 minutes out of this video. And half of it was wandering around. Which is what you would expect, honestly, from a Pokemon game, if we're being honest. I already saved my progress. I'm not going to complain. Research tasks. Each Pokemon species, yeah, I understand. Press the down button to open your Pokedex. See what kinds of research tasks. Well, this is supposed to be the research stream, but I don't know what to tell you at this point. When you focus on a wild Pokemon in the field, you can instantly check the research tasks. Okay. We'll see how that goes. Only 2 genders in a Pokemon game. I understand. What are you going to do? Dodge? What's dodging? Yeah. I'm good at like capturing dangerous Pokemon, but I'm not so good at dodging. I'm good at crafting, capturing dangerous Pokemon, completing research tasks, but I'm not so good at dodging. You want to copy me and do exactly as I did? Want to see if I'm getting more mess life worse than my life is? Yay! I can do a dodge roll. I can do a dodge roll in a video game. I tend to believe Pokemon fans haven't played a lot of Dark Souls games. I mean, I guess it's their chill and vibe game when Dark Souls gets too dangerous, I guess. Cool. Cool. Woo! Look at me. The key of the river tribe. Where am I going? Am I going anywhere in particular? Don't need that. Focus on Pokemon with ZL and press the down button. Okay. I am supposed to capture a bunch of those Bidoofs, I think. Yep, that's right. We're going to get you, dog. You're next, son. You better run. Stupid Digimon. Down. So I gotta catch more. That means I have to craft a bunch more Pokeballs, unfortunately. Investigated the booty at the bar of the village. I don't know. Number you've evolved, none. So I have to evolve at least 1. I don't know how many I have to capture to do that. Number defeated, we'll have to do that too. I'll capture a few then, you know, whatever. Suck it. Boop. Eat it. And we level up anyway. Hey! Got him. How'd I got him? Guess they just spawn everywhere. Got 14 left. So I need to catch 2 more, huh? So where do they spawn exactly? Sneak, 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 sneak. A couple of Pokemon out there I can dig into. We'll worry about that later. So are we releasing the shackles from Nakia's legs and ankles? Can we actually explore this open world? Maybe not. Starly. Yep. Look at the conveniently placed tall grass. Like this is Horizon Zero Dawn or something. You're telling me I can make an Horizon Zero Dawn clone without using the Decima engine? Hideo Kojima. Boop. Down. Didn't catch it without being spotted. Suck it. You didn't see nothing. That's 3. And I caught 2 without being spotted, apparently. It just respawns. What difference did it make? That's the 3rd one. Whoop. Like an idiot. Crawling from grass pile to grass pile. I have to throw one of these Pokemon, actually. So throw it at there. How many do I need? How many do I got? Let's throw a level 4 at it so we can level it up, I suppose. At some point, we'll be able to evolve these. Eat it. We don't throw it at the fruit. We throw it at the trunk. Well, it's nice to have a dodge roll so I can move faster in these Pokemon games. Can I dodge roll off a hill? That might be fun. Whoops. Fall damage. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. I don't think I can catch that. Times you've seen it use a quick attack. Times you've seen it use bite. So I need to capture and defeat a couple. Okay. He doesn't like fire. So that's Cyndaquil. That's right. Ember. Kill it with fire. Okay, now we gotta capture it. Pokeball. No. Yes, I'm throwing a Pokeball at it. Suck it. We're in the bag. The ball, as the case may be. Hooray, I caught Shanks. Okay, we're done. Can we save this? Might need to save my progress. No. Down. No. Up. I guess I can save here. Okay, so we're gonna bounce. Cyndaquil's gonna need to heal, so I'm gonna have to throw someone else out there. Summary. Markings, don't care. Didn't know fire would be so effective against electricity. So how do I do? Well, we'll do the evolution later, I suppose. But the point is I need to... Hold on. That better not be my air conditioner. I'm pretty sure it's not on. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not my air conditioner. Probably the person next door. Let's see. So before we end the video, let me do another quick check on something. Yeah, there's some noise outside. Probably the air conditioner. That's what happens when you open your... That's what happens when you open your windows. Got some fresh air coming in. Lots of pollen, unfortunately. So that's kind of expected. Foot paralysis. Okay, that's cool. Galaxy High member. How we doing? Catch a big weasel. I don't know where they are. We'll find one eventually, I suppose. We'll do it in the next video. Yeah, we'll do it in the next video. Take a rest or do some crafting. Choose destination. So we'll go back to the camp. I'll save us some traveling time. That's fine. Any more Pokeballs? How do I get more? Do I have to make more Pokeballs? Yeah, how do I get more Tumblestone? Because I need to make more Pokeballs. I get the apricorn from the trees, I think. Okay, so I need 7 more. ZR. I guess I'll favorite these for now. Because I do need Tumblestones. So I need apricorn and Tumblestones. How do I get them? Brown apricorn. Yeah, so where do I get these? I understand that. Maybe I have to buy them. How much do they cost? Well, I got 3K, but I didn't get any more money. I can sell stuff. I can sell these for 25. So what am I getting a bunch of that I can sell so I can buy the ingredients I want? I can't buy the ingredients. Revive a fainted Pokemon. Yeah, it's kind of pricey. Let's not buy that just yet. Pasture. Oh, pasture. How many am I allowed to bring? Because I don't need that many Bidoofs. Level 3, so I guess I can level up the other ones. I can also change their names. Just cute. So I guess I can min-max, I can Final Fantasy Tactics or something. You can also release them. So we got a 4. So I'll bring the 3 and the 4. Move. I think I still need a Cyndaquil. I need something that's strong. I need an anchor, basically. Shanks. So we'll get rid of one of these 5s. That's fine. Alright, so we got some low levels here. I can also multi-select if I want. We're not going to worry about that just yet. Okay. Alright, so worry about the rest later. Just a little while. I mean, do the enemies respawn like in Dark Souls if I sleep here by the fire? Yeah. This is the Dark Souls of Pokemon games. Although one could argue Mystery Dungeon would have been the Dark Souls of Pokemon games. Not yet. So at least I can still buy stuff here. Can I throw Pokemon at this purple crap? Or is that purple crap even supposed to be here? Because I want to see if I can throw these things. I don't know what the music means. Yeah, I don't know what the music means. Speak. Okay, whatever. Stay there, kid. So, how do I get the Tumblestone? Because I can throw Pokemon at trees to gather fruit, but I don't know how to gather the Tumblestone. Now, is this purple crap like a glitch? Is it like a part of the graphics, or can I actually like throw them at rocks to harvest them? Hold on, give me that. I got a leak. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with these purple Pokemon. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Cancel. Press the B button to cancel. So we can throw a Pokemon here. See what happens. So that leveled up. So that's how you can level them up. That's another way you can level them up. It looks like a Shinx. Yeah, let's not mess with them. There's no grass nearby. Those aren't Pokemon, they're static. I said we're going to end the video pretty soon, so we'll probably end up doing that. Can we capture this? Yeah, there you go. That's how you get your Tumblestone. Alright, so now we're talking. More Shinx down there. Alright. So that's how we make that Pokemon. And we're going to grab that just yet. See if we can pick one more fight. Down. Down. I need to catch one more, I guess. It's going to take a while for me to build that. Okay, it hates fire, so let's kill it with fire. Boop. So that's how you do a surprise attack. Ember. It's too stunned to move. Quick attack. We should be able to capture it. Yeah, we should be able to capture it. Yes. Suck on it. So I think stunning it would have allowed us to capture it sooner. Alright, so I think we get the idea. So we all leveled up. Hold on, there's Shinx over there. Bye. So I guess we'll come back for some more tumbleweed later or whatever. Up. It's fast travel back home, right? Yeah, that'll save me some time. Okay. We're going to end the video pretty soon. So that's one way to do things. So we can craft more of the... We're going to need more apricorns. Let me double check to see where I get the apricorns. They might respawn around here somewhere. So I know where the tumble stones are. Where are the apricorns? I was hoping they'd be in the trees. They might be in some other kinds of tree, obviously. Did I capture? Yeah, no flowers. Flowers are just completely cosmetic, I suppose. Okay, so let's see what... Are these apricorns in here? Give me a weaker Pokemon. You have to evolve with Starly at some point. So let's let Starly do everything, I suppose. Let me confirm what Starly's gig is. So I got the apricorns. I guess I can make more Pokeballs then. Okay, so we're doing fine. Yes, I think I figured out the basics. Let me double check the Pokemon. They're rested, so we're fine. So we're ready to end the video. How do I go back to the main? How do I go back to the start menu? Is the question. There's no quit option, is there? Well, it's the obvious way to quit. I just kind of want to go back to the main menu, but that's okay. And what was the quest that I had for Starly? Missions and quests. We need to complete. So we need a bunch. I'm going to get way more Pokeballs once I complete these quests, but there's so many quests I have to do. Haven't seen a Wurmple yet, so we'll explore for that later. We'll explore that later, whatever. I guess I got the 3 potions I needed. Complete research task. Okay, so we're doing that. So we're just going to hoard. We're not hoarding quests. We're just going to do all the tedious, busy work that goes along with most Pokemon games, right? All right. So I can't save. I can't like quit and go to the main menu. Okay, that's fine. So we'll end the video here. This is the end of the research stream. I recorded this audio with the iMore triple driver headphones plugged into the MPOW USB-A capture device, plugged into my quad-core Windows. It's a dual-core Windows 10 education laptop, which is capturing footage from the J5 Create 4K UHD capture box at 60 frames a second in 720p. The capture box includes a HDMI pass-through, so I'm able to play this on my television, on my Insignia television here, while I'm capturing onto my laptop, which is a slightly higher input latency. What are you going to do? So this is video number 1. We'll probably play more of this later. I established the basics. That's pretty much all I need to know.